This is more about living in the time of the coronavirus epidemic. The coronavirus has pushed its way back into the news. The numbers are way up, in some places more than others, but the authorities are alarmed. The county commissioner, who wept over the first death, is now dry-eyed, but she said, "Act as if you have the virus. Act as if everyone you meet has the virus." So far, no one has indicated that the opening up must stop. But it feels as if we are teetering. And of course, this comes at a time when the trumpet is out there making jokes about the epidemic. He has a fine knack for saying the exact wrong thing and saying it crudely in the bargain. He endangers himself politically all the time. As Nixon once said, "I gave them a sword." At this point, my relation to the coronavirus is complete befuddlement. I don't know what to believe, and so I do not believe any of it, not even those precious numbers. Whatever it is certainly not the Black Death, and yet it has had a pronounced and largely catastrophic effect on our society. We may not all have the virus, but we are all, to some extent, corona crazy. Racism is as tricky as the virus. It is difficult to know who has it or how it is transmitted. It can even be hard to know what it is. It rarely rears its ugliness, and yet sometimes we think we see it on a video. Is that it? Or are we seeing what we want to see? I'm not sure. A long-time, 50-year local politician got into trouble for saying why, if Black Lives Matter, so many young black women have abortions. The man in charge at the hotly contested budget meeting, the one who decided to shut it down, his two staffers both resigned because of what he did. He was going to run for mayor. Now people are telling him, "Don't bother. Because of what you did, you haven't got a chance." Those two people have been, in effect, taken hostage by the racial issue, by the social conditions created by the racial issue. The virus is tangible, but nearly invisible. The current race trouble has a specific origin in, especially, 3 police shootings. But then it blooms into something more. And when people ask, okay, look, if Black Lives Matter, what about the thousands of black lives lost in black-on-black murders? That conversation is a non-starter. It does not exist. Instead, we pound away at a false proposition that police are corrupt and murderous, that police should be eliminated, that the criminal justice system is rigged, and the prisons are filled with innocent people, wrongly accused, wrongly convicted, jailed because they are black. This, I think, is the racial version of corona crazy. I think we've gone race crazy. Last night on TV I watched A Time to Kill. Not a bad movie, great cast. In the end, the lawyer tells a story of a little girl horribly abused and raped by 2 drunken louts. At the end of it, he tells the jury that this story is about a little white girl, not the black girl to whom it happened. He has to turn it around to get them to see. He has cheated, and it wins him the case, but he has cleverly made an argument that the jury can understand. They can see the humanity in a 10-year-old white girl, a humanity they could not see in a black one. And if they see the humanity, they see the crime. His argument was racist, but effective. He had to make the racist argument because it is all the jury could handle, the only argument they could understand. They don't see the little black girl as human, so they could not excuse or forgive the father's behavior, his vengeance. The movie is full of high notes, placed there to increase the tension and drive the drama, and also make it look as if a decent outcome is impossible. But it is that closing argument that I remember. When you are talking to people, if you want them to understand what you are saying, you have to be sure that you are speaking their language, using terms that they can understand. Right now, people don't care if they communicate. They only want to get their message across. It's like distant ships firing away at each other. Boom, boom, boom. It is called speaking at cross purposes, and it is one of the reasons that we are in such a terrible fix. There is no dialogue, only rants. We may as well be shouting at the virus.